when I'm hurt, I love it. I love that feeling because it's real.
In the unforgiving world of the UFC, legends rise, streaks fall, and only a rare few leave behind echoes that never fade. We've seen greatness before. Anderson Silva dancing through opponents with surgical precision. Khabib Nurmagomedov,
Nurmagomedov really dropping bombs now with those elbows.
an immovable mountain no one could conquer. John Jones, George St. Pierre, Mighty Mouse, men who reshaped the sport. But among these giants, there's one name that doesn't just stand for victory. It stands for chaos, for blood, for pure, unfiltered violence. Tony El Cucuy Ferguson.
Every single time that they would beat him down, he would get back up and he would keep moving forward.
The man who unleashed a 12-fight storm upon the lightweight division, etching his name in history, not with a polished crown, but with scars, broken bones, and unforgettable carnage.
I'm barely hitting my prime, which is crazy, because I'm 39 years old.
It all began in 2013 when Ferguson stepped into the cage against Mike Rio. Back then, few saw what was coming, but behind those wild eyes and unpredictable movements was a fighter on a mission to break everything, including the mold. He tore through Rio with a slick Darche choke, crushed Katsunori Kikuno in a first-round knockout, then survived a grinding split decision against Danny Castillo, a war of control versus chaos. But chaos was just getting started. Against Abel Trujillo, Tony absorbed early firepower and dragged Trujillo into deep waters, locking up a rear naked choke in the second round. Then came Gleison Tibau, one of the strongest lightweights in UFC history. Didn't matter. Tony wrapped up another rear naked choke and tapped the veteran in the very first round. But it was Josh Thompson who became the blood offering that truly announced El Cucuy's arrival. Tony's elbows turned the octagon red, and for the first time in his career, Thompson looked like he wanted out. The legend was cracking under the pressure. And then the chaos escalated. Edson Barboza, the leg kick king, came next. Tony ate the kicks, survived a tight guillotine, and dragged Barboza into his storm, finishing him with a vicious Darce choke in the second round. Then came the wild card, Lando Vannata. A short-notice replacement who dropped Ferguson in round one, nearly ended the streak, but Tony, bleeding, battered, and smiling, rose from the canvas and choked him out in round two like it was all part of the plan. By now, El Cucuy was a walking horror film in 4-ounce gloves. Rafael Dos Anjos, former champion, Mexico City altitude, 5-round war. Tony didn't flinch. He stalked RDA from bell to bell, mixing elbows, jabs, spinning attacks, putting on a masterclass in violence and volume. Then came the coronation. Kevin Lee, young, brash, powerful, came out hot and even mounted Ferguson at one point. But when the moment came, Tony slapped on a triangle choke and claimed the interim UFC lightweight title. Gold had finally touched the chaos, but Tony wasn't done. He faced Anthony Pettis next, a slugfest, a war. Pettis dropped him, but Ferguson's recovery was inhuman. He rallied, battered Pettis so badly that Duke Roufus waved the fight off after round two. Then came Donald Cowboy Cerrone, another legend, another victim. Tony's pace turned Cerrone's face into a swollen mess. Dr. Stoppage, win number 12, 12 straight, 7 finishes. Former champions, killers, and rising stars, all consumed by El Cucuy's storm. And yet the biggest fight of his life never came. Ferguson versus Khabib, scheduled 5 times, canceled 5 times, a cursed saga, a dream that slipped between the cracks of fate. But here's the truth, Tony Ferguson didn't need that fight to be great, because greatness in MMA isn't only measured in belts or flawless records, it's in the wars, in the walkouts, in the echoes left behind when a fighter gives everything. Tony gave us that, and more. Rolling Imanari rolls, slicing elbows from bottom guard, Darce chokes in mid-scramble, pressure so suffocating it shattered veterans. Ferguson wasn't just a fighter, he was a force of nature. Even without the undisputed crown, Tony became something even rarer. The people's champion, a symbol of what it means to fight for the love of the game, for legacy, for war. So when we talk about the greatest streaks in UFC history, don't just look at the record books. Remember the chaos, remember the carnage, remember the storm, remember Tony Ferguson. And now, fight fans, it's your turn. Was Tony Ferguson the greatest lightweight to never wear undisputed gold? Could anyone have stopped that 12-fight rampage when he was in his prime? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this legacy deserves to be debated. And if you want more stories like this, more war chronicles from inside the octagon, Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and join us again on the front lines of fight history. The cage may be silent, but El Cucuy's legend still echoes through it.